right, YouTube. Counting your macros for the first time. Oh, dude, I'm tired this morning. This is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna have to stay locked in. If you're just getting started in the fitness industry or within your fitness journey, one of your very first steps within your diet routine should be learning how to count your macros. Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Blueprint here. I just wanted to go over a specific topic with you guys. Are we excited? If this is your first time or you're new, I'm gonna show you how to count your macros and explain to you the importance behind it. Let's go on a journey together. Okay. This is something that's actually really simple, but very overlooked. If you're a rookie in the fitness industry and you're trying to figure out where to start, this is one of the first places I'd recommend starting. Here's the thing. I'm sure there's a lot of fitness influencers out there that would probably tell you to just start small. Don't worry about anything besides just trying to just walk into the gym, or maybe just meal prep 1 or 2 meals for the day and that's it. Or maybe just do some light athletic activity to get some exercise in. On one hand, I totally agree with that, and that is completely valid. I think if you're a rookie starting out, that should be the way to go. But for somebody like me who was just starting out in the fitness industry about a decade ago, this is something that I wish I knew early on, because I didn't learn about this until years down the road. And when I say years down the road, I mean in the beginning of my fitness journey. If you've watched my videos, you'll see when it officially started. It's been about eight and a half years now. And so I wish I knew this when I had first started so that I was more prepared, and it would have helped me out a lot. In addition to that, I also had to do a lot of research to be able to find this. It's not something that's publicated a lot. People don't really talk about it a ton. Usually whenever you see on social media news articles or fitness articles about, anything with diet, it always includes these weird recipes, these get quick abs type diets, these super phony, cheesy, fabricated. My nose. Sneeze. That pretend like they're the silver bullet and that's all you need. That's not the case, obviously. It's hard to see past that when you're just starting out though, as a rookie, and you don't really know which route to take. And so that's why I want to do this video, just to show you guys the way to do it. Or in other words, the blueprint. So real quick, what are macros? Basically, if I were to sum up what macros are, they're called macronutrients. Your macronutrients, to put it simply, are your fats, your carbs, your sugars, your proteins, and your calories. So it's all 5 of those things. All the nutrients that you get whenever you have a bowl of cereal in the morning, or you eat a chicken breast, or some food that's giving you those nutrients are attributing to your macros. That's what we call your macros. And so when I eat that food, your body is intaking all those different nutrients. They are getting stored, used, and applied to certain areas in your body. If you're eating fat, it's most likely going to be used as fat energy or stored later and be used as fat storage within your body. If it's proteins, protein will be synthesized into your muscles, into your fibers, to make sure that it can do any reparations within not just your muscles, but like a bicep, for example. But proteins also basically affect everything. They help out your organs, they help out your hair, your skin. There's so many things that proteins do to be able to help repair the body. That's simply just another example of what your macronutrients are doing for you. And carbs, sugars, calories, they all do the same thing. I'm not going to explain scientifically what each individual one does for you specifically. Plus, I don't have a PhD in any of that, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm a doctor. But just understand that macronutrients are just your fats, your carbs, your proteins, your sugars, and your calories. You can write that down if you want. It's pretty simple. It might take a day or two to sink in, but that's what it is. So what do we do once we understand what our macros are? So what we do now is we count them. Basically, when I say count them, I mean you're going to figure out the amount that your body requires in order to either maintain, bulk, or cut to a certain weight goal and body goal. So how can we count our macros? There's 2 ways. There's the easy way and the hard way. The hard way is you learn mathematically how to count out your macros compared to like what your body is able to produce, burn, synthesize, all that stuff. That's a little more difficult. I didn't bother learning that because the easy way is you just go online and you look up a macro calculator. There's some macro calculators online that are better than others. Some macro calculators that are better than others cost money, but also you don't want to get gypped or scammed. So just be careful when you're doing your research. There is a free one. You can just do macrocalculator.net. That one's completely free. I'm not going to say that it's the best one, but it does its job really well. And I mean, I've calculated other stuff and run the numbers. You can even do AI if you want, like ChatGPT it, and you can see if that thing knows. I've done that too, and it works basically just as well as the macro calculator that I used online. So there's different resources that you can do. I'll put a link in the description below. That way you guys can just click on it and you guys can just highlight the link and go straight to that website if you want. Or like I said, just go use AI, type in your body weight, your height, your sex. Also, I apologize. I think there's a baby crying in the back nonstop. It's my brother's baby. Anyways, I'm gonna put a link in the description below of the website that I used for years to be able to calculate my macros. All right, so basically when you go on this macro calculator, it's gonna ask you to enter in your current body weight, your height, your sex, and your age. Just a lot of general information. You'll see that on the macro calculator too, so I don't even really need to explain it to you. You're gonna see it at the top. Once you enter that information in, it's gonna ask you what your ultimate goal is, or in other words, what your dream body is, right? So for me, right now, I'm cutting. Before I was about 260, and so in my peak bulk, I was about 260-ish, around there. And so once I entered in my information, basically it's able to calculate, okay, so this is your basic information right now. This is your basic metabolic rate. Which is your basic metabolic rate is the amount of calories you burn just by living life. Doing no exercise, you're sitting still, your body burns X amount of calories. That's your basic metabolic rate. And so once you do this, it's going to allow you to be able to enter in new information like how often do you exercise? How often are you going to the gym? How frequently are you doing this? Those are all the same questions. At that point, it's going to be able to figure out, okay, so if you weigh this much right now, and you want to, let's say you want to lose weight, then if you want to drop about 2 to 3 pounds a month, or maybe like 1 pound a week or 1.5 pounds every 2 weeks, it's going to tell you you need to eat this amount of calories, this amount of fats, this amount of proteins, sugars, carbs, all of the above consistently, and your body will naturally start to lose the weight. Vice versa, if you want to gain weight, let's say if you're trying to bulk, you would do the same thing. You enter in your basic information, like your height, gender, whatever. And then once you enter in that information, it's going to calculate your macros to be able to, let's say, maybe gain a pound every week, or maybe 2 pounds every month, or 3 pounds every month, something like that. And so that's pretty much it. The key importance behind this is because when you start out, like I said in the beginning, sometimes you start out and you're trying to figure out, where should I go with this fitness journey? What should I do really? And it can be really hard if you're just new, because you don't really know a whole ton about what to do. And luckily on my channel, I am new, and so I don't have a ton of videos, so you can kind of just scroll and see this one pretty easily, how to count your macros and the importance behind it. And so the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like this is something that's extremely important that kind of gets glossed over a lot, especially for newbies. And typically all the newbies that jump into the fitness industry, they kind of just get bombarded with all this random nonsense and material where people are just kind of lying out of their butt, trying to make it seem like there's some silver bullet or special routine or special diet that they can follow, but it's just not true. The truth is that it takes hard work and consistency. Most importantly, going along with this video, you got to count your macronutrients so that you can figure out how you're going to efficiently and effectively get to your goal weight or your body goal. I'm kind of just repeating myself at this point, but you guys get the point. Go to a website, count out your macros, or go use AI or ChatGPT or something like that, and then go and count your macros. Go put in the foods you want to eat for the day. If you don't want to have to like sit and do it like how I did, I spent like an hour when I was younger. I spent like an hour, 2 hours one day just listing out every single food that I was going to eat for that day. And I was writing it all down, and I was reading all the nutrition facts, and I had to like count out every single thing individually, all the proteins, the sugars, the fats, and make sure that it was fitting within my regimen. And then I had to make sure that that was following along with what my macro calculator had told me the amount that I can process within the day to be able to reach my goal weight. And so that was a little bit of a headache. If you want to go that route, you can. That's the old-fashioned way. Back in the day, you didn't even get a calculator. You just had to do it like all by yourself mathematically. But now you can just use AI. If you want to eat a steady diet of a dozen eggs a day, a loaf of bread, 2 chicken breasts with 4 cups of rice, a protein shake, just go put all that into ChatGPT, be specific on which foods you're using, and the thing will literally just calculate it all on its own and tell you what to eat. It's a little off sometimes just because ChatGPT is just pulling general information from whatever source it can find on the internet. That's why I also recommend maybe using a macro calculator just to make sure you're not screwing yourself over with that. But regardless, I've done it on both areas as long as I was really specific and typed in properly on AI. It worked out fine. But anyways, thanks you two for watching the video. It's a pretty quick one. It's just going over the macros and how important it is to be able to count those and to understand what they actually are. So I'm just glad I was able to tell you guys that, because I know for me personally, when I was a rookie starting out, it was really difficult to really understand which path I should take. All I knew at the time was I should probably just, maybe eat some deli meat and maybe have an apple every morning. Hopefully I can get some greens in with my food, and I probably need a protein shake. Like, that's literally all I knew when I was first starting out. And so I'm just glad I'm able to convey this message to you guys so you can understand the importance behind it. Go out there, count your macros right now. If you need any help with it, comment down below, ask me questions. I'm always there and happy to help you guys out because I want to be able to help you guys out. I want you guys to reach your goals. Anyways, thanks YouTube. Peace.